Hi, Charles Moman here. Well, I'm happy to be squinting with the sun in my face. It's a beautiful day, and it's not going to be so beautiful after this, so we're going to really rush around and do some things that a sunny day is quite helpful. Thanks for watching. Well, I thought this video was going to be about Susie and her window frame, so she ran into an issue where they needed to be a little wider, so bless her heart, she's making two new ones. And by the way, when we make mistakes, like I made a mistake over here, I've been able to recycle. Like when I did these outlets wrong here, the leftover wood from that ended up in, most of it ended up in the box that I made for to put the trim on the cargo sliding door. So we're trying to not be too wasteful. And so most of the time temperature's not a big deal, but I've been waiting for a day like today. It's going to be sunny all day. It's supposed to be yesterday, but today it's sunny. About 32 right now. I'm going to wait till it gets a little bit warmer because I've got the trim piece I've got to cut. Fits well. I cut out a part here. You can see it there. Need to file that a bit more. And then I'm going to try, instead of the liquid nails just regular liquid nails that I showed you, I did a test on where I put a piece of this on wood and you cannot get it off. This is some extreme version of liquid nails that's for any surface, and it's even stronger. And so it needs to be 40 or above, so pretty soon I'll be able to put it on. We're going to put weights on it. I don't really think there's a way to do clamps, but we'll put weight on it to hold it down. And I'm going to try to do it without any screws, I hope. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. We'll decide as we're moving along. So this video will be just showing you that I've got this done, and the cargo door, got the wood piece done, and it's all painted and ready to get that installed too. So that's kind of what we'll do today. So as I mentioned to you before, right here it looks like a button, this rubber thing, and that's the release for the on a Ford Transit for the spare tire underneath. And I can see why some people put theirs on the back of the door on top. They don't want to mess with this, but you know, how many times do you have to change tires? Doesn't happen a lot. So this is just, so I cut a hole, got my desk grommet here, and mainly it's just so I have a finger hole to pull this. And then some people will just leave it like this, or put a little bit of trim, but then as you've seen before, I cut this piece, and it looks great. Really excited about it. So I just now painted the trim along here, the supports underneath, and then here's the box, and Susie routed out those sections, and this is all painted. It's got multiple coats of paint on this, and so it will fit in, voila, like that. Fits nice and snug. We'll be attaching it to the floor. I don't think there's any need to go down, but I'm going to attach it. I'm also going to put glue along the edge as well. I'll use some of that high strength liquid nail. So my main area that I want to really make sure it's down is around that hole, but more importantly right here where we're walking through. And it's a narrow place. But man, I've got this. This is a battery that I took out of the Transit. Had to put in a new one. So that's definitely going to hold it. Put some weights on here. But I believe it's down to stay. Well, I lost my heat tunnel with the sun, but this trim had the super duper liquid nails underneath, weights, and it was plenty warm. And guess what? This isn't going anywhere. So looks great. A little silicone I need to put there, and this will be all totally finished. So now I'm getting the pieces glued on up front. Well, Susie and I have a joke that I overuse a phrase. I did it when working on the Runaway Camper, putting the fans on top and all that kind of stuff. I kept saying, well, this isn't going anywhere. But you can't help it. You know, if you watch very many Van Build series, you'll hear most people at some point say, this ain't going anywhere. And I tell you, that's trim that I put back there. I've got more weight on it, and it's not going anywhere. And neither is this box. So I put the box in. Before I did that, I put silicone on the edge of where the final floor, where it meets underneath. And so I did some silicone with the seal down, with the edge down there. It's not making the floor airtight, a vacuum. But it just kind of sealed it up since, you know, you open this up and rain and all that. So I haven't really figured out what's going on here because it's metal, but I did go ahead and put some silicone there. But I've got to allow for the door to shut here. So I think that's about all I can do there. I might put a piece of trim there, but I don't want to interfere with the countertop. So we'll see how that works. With the kitchen cabinet that goes there. So I've got my 3 pieces cut for the trim, and I used a brad nailer. I'm getting used to that now. Susie's really handy with it. So I've used a brad nailer, and then I put in liquid nails behind it just to hold it tight. And then realize we've got this edge up here, and up there it's not as crucial, and I've got a big piece of this left. So after I get this piece on, then I'm going to put some of that silver trim down as well. So I'm going to let this set up here. It's nailed in to the edge of the 1/2-inch plywood. So it's rock solid in there. I thought I'd have to put a screw in here, but I don't think I'll need to. So let this get all set up, take the all-important nap, and then I'm going to come out and get these pieces on, and that piece, and I'll have all these edge trims done. So moving along. I think I say that a lot too. Well, I brought the kitchen cabinet back out because I wanted to make sure that I got this trim right where it's supposed to be, and I'm thinking about leaving it right here while I glue in this first part to be sure. We've got it right against the bed where it's going to screw in, but we really want to make sure. So this is cut, and I'll get this one set, and then we'll carefully take this out. Well, I decided to take the kitchen cabinet out. I didn't want to get glue on it, so this piece is in, and I know it's in the right spot, and it'll be right against the next to the edge of the cabinet that holds the sink, and I'll probably put some silicone there. And I was about to glue these pieces in. I had my wife come take a look at it, and we realized this wood platform is actually 1/4 of an inch above the level of the floor. And that's why the cabinet wasn't sitting quite high. And then when you put these pieces in, raised it up even a bit more. So instead of putting shims and all that, we're going to plane this down, get it level, and then we can put these pieces in here. And then we decided to also go ahead and put this piece here because it will not interfere with the door shutting. So we'll get that all done. I may get to that today or do that tomorrow, because once we plane it, then we'll need to paint it again, of course. So I think we'll call it a wrap right there, and thanks for watching.